The wisdom of Suleiman and the journey of Queen Sheba. In the heart of the ancient world stood the magnificent city of Jerusalem, crowned by the resplendent palace of King Suleiman. His kingdom stretched as far as the horizon and beyond, blessed with prosperity, peace, and a king unlike any other. Suleiman, gifted by Allah with wisdom and power, was more than a ruler. He was a bridge between the earthly and the divine. The winds carried stories of his judgment, tales of how he resolved disputes with insight that seemed to pierce through the soul. The animals of the earth spoke of him in hushed tones, and the jinn who served him marveled at his command over their chaotic nature. Among his countless deeds, one of the most famous was his ruling between two women who claimed to be the mother of the same child. Suleiman's solution was simple yet profound. He ordered the child to be split in two, each half given to the claimants. One woman wept and relinquished her claim, preferring the child to live with another than to be harmed. Suleiman declared her the true mother, for only a mother's love would act so selflessly. Such tales, carried by traders, travelers, and the winds themselves, reached the ears of Bilqis, Queen of Sheba, a realm south of the Arabian Peninsula. A woman of unmatched intellect, wealth, and beauty, Bilqis ruled her land with a wisdom rivaling that of the stars. But when she heard of Suleiman, she doubted. Is it possible, she mused, that a man could possess such wisdom and power? Or is it the exaggeration of merchants and poets, gilding their stories with fantasy? The queen decided to uncover the truth herself. In the golden halls of her palace, Bilqis summoned her council. Her advisors, a mix of elder statesmen and cunning generals, gathered under the high vaulted ceilings adorned with carvings of the sun and moon. "Tell me," she addressed them, her voice steady, "what do you make of this King Suleiman? Do we regard him as a mere man, or as something more?" The eldest among them, a scholar of the stars, stepped forward. "Majesty, the stories of Suleiman reach us not from one voice but many. His wisdom is said to rival the heavens themselves. They claim he speaks to the beasts and commands the winds." Another advisor, a skeptic by nature, scoffed. "Majesty, such tales are for children. No man commands the winds, no matter how powerful." Bilqis raised a hand, silencing them. "Then I shall see for myself. Prepare a caravan. We will test this king's wisdom, and if he proves to be as extraordinary as they claim, we will bring his knowledge to Sheba." The council murmured in approval, though some still doubted. The queen's caravan was a spectacle unmatched in grandeur. Hundreds of camels laden with gold, ivory, and rare spices formed an unbroken line across the desert sands. Her personal entourage included the finest scholars, craftsmen, and guards in her kingdom. Bilqis herself rode in a gilded palanquin, its curtains embroidered with threads of silver and gold. Her heart, though outwardly calm, fluttered with anticipation. What kind of man was Suleiman? Was he the legend the world claimed him to be? The journey was arduous, crossing vast deserts and treacherous mountains. But at every resting point, Bilqis' resolve grew stronger. She had brought with her the finest riddles and puzzles of her court, determined to challenge Suleiman in ways no one else could. The caravan approached Jerusalem. Suleiman had already been informed of her arrival. His trusted hoopoe bird, known for its sharp eyes and swift flight, had brought him news of the queen's journey. "Sheba's queen comes with questions," the bird chirped. "She is as wise as she is beautiful, my lord." Suleiman smiled. "Let her come. Wisdom welcomes wisdom." The city of Jerusalem was abuzz with excitement as the Queen's caravan entered its gates. People lined the streets, marveling at the riches and the majesty of Sheba's queen. In the great hall of his palace, Suleiman waited. His throne, carved from ivory and gold, stood atop a raised platform. Around him were his courtiers, animals, and jinn, all awaiting the arrival of the legendary queen. When Bilqis entered, a hush fell over the room. She was resplendent, her presence commanding. But it was her eyes that struck Suleiman the most. Sharp, intelligent, and unyielding. Bilqis wasted no time. Bowing gracefully, she addressed the king. "O Suleiman, the world speaks of your wisdom and power. I have traveled far to see if these tales are true." Suleiman gestured for her to sit. "Ask what you will, O Queen of Sheba. Truth fears no test." From her attendants, Bilqis called for her first challenge, a sealed chest containing a puzzle. Inside were 2 garlands of flowers, indistinguishable to the eye, but only one was real. "Tell me, O king," she said, "which garland lives and which does not." Suleiman observed the chest for a moment before turning to the window. "Let the bees decide," he said. The attendants opened the chest, and a servant released a small swarm of bees into the room. The insects buzzed around the garlands before settling on one. Suleiman lifted it. "This one is real." Bilqis nodded, impressed but not yet satisfied. She summoned her second challenge. Bilqis brought a series of increasingly intricate riddles and challenges, from deciphering cryptic messages to determining the origins of rare gemstones. Each time, Suleiman's wisdom prevailed, either through his profound understanding of the world or his connection with the creatures and spirits who served him. Suleiman, in turn, tested the queen. He led her to his hall of glass, a floor so polished it resembled a pool of water. Thinking it was water, Bilqis lifted her dress to step over it, revealing her feet. Suleiman smiled gently. Even the wisest can be deceived by appearances. The moment was not one of humiliation but understanding, a reminder of the limits of human perception. As days turned to weeks, the 2 monarchs engaged in discussions about governance, faith, and the mysteries of the world. Bilqis found herself drawn not only to Suleiman's wisdom but also to his humility and compassion. Suleiman, in turn, admired Bilqis' intelligence and grace. Their meeting was more than an exchange of riddles. It was a meeting of 2 great minds, a moment when the boundaries between kingdoms blurred, and mutual respect forged a bond that would echo through history.